Basically what we have here for you is a good representation of our standard line of chiller offerings, up to about 200 horsepower, air-cooled. The first unit here is a 5 horsepower chiller. It would be a great chiller option for you if you were a smaller, brew pub style of setup. It's a single stage, which means it has a single compressor. That's a reciprocating compressor. And it has your process pump. It's got a glycol reservoir that's stainless steel, and it's a complete package chiller. It's quite nice, really. All you would really need to do is set this in place behind the cellar or up on the roof, and it's plug and play. Single point power connection right to the front there, as are all our chillers, and then single point glycol connections as well. Right here we have a 70 horsepower chiller from our Vertical Air Series line. This is a 2-stage chiller. It has 2 semi-hermetic reciprocating compressors, and it differs a little bit from the smaller unit. This compressor is a fully hermetic sealed compressor. They're great for what they are. And they have served so many customers over the years very well. They're very hardy compressors, and they're awesome. We've had great luck with those compressors. We change though when we get to a larger production scale scenario. This chiller here is going to have 2 semi-hermetic reciprocating compressors. There's a lot of benefits to the 2. We'll jump into redundancy a little bit more in a bit, but this is a 2-stage chiller with 2 compressors that can actually unload. So you've got some efficiency gains, not only in the fact that they're staged in, so if you don't need to run both motors at once, only one will run, but in addition to that, these motors are actually going to kick out cylinders and makes them even more efficient. Up top, we changed from a horizontal discharge of air to a vertical discharge of air. The condensers up top, more efficiencies packed into this guy. We've got, like this, I don't want to shy away from the efficiencies of this unit. For what it is a very practical and efficient chiller. You do have some redundancy on the condenser fans. They will cycle on and off as needed. To the next level on this though, there's actually 4 fans on our 70 horsepower chiller, and they will do the same. They're also variable speed motors, just like the unloading of our compressors. So this is a larger scale production brewery chiller that services the needs of somebody who's coming in with, I would venture to say 30 barrel brew house size, and you're going to jump right into some serious production. Or maybe it's phase 2 of a planned expansion. Maybe it's year 5 and your brewery's doing awesome and you can't make enough beer. That's your chiller. This chiller here is a same line as our Danfoss line. So you can essentially, if you look at that unit, it's got 1 compressor. This is pretty much the same thing, it's just got 2. So we gain the redundancy factor we just talked about, but you've got it in a smaller package chiller. I sell more of this chiller than any other chiller. It's our most popular chiller, and it is awesome. There's a bunch of benefits to coming into this unit. If you're smaller and you have some expansion plans, you're gonna get a chiller that you can grow into and do it efficiently. You're not gonna burn a bunch of energy. If you start off with a production that is low, you're only gonna run one of these compressors in any given at any given time. And if it's summertime and you've stepped up production, brought in some more tanks, the additional circuit will kick on and cover your demand. So it's a great chiller package. They will cycle on and off as needed. Both circuits will have equal runtime over the life of the chiller, and then redundancy is huge. If a circuit, in the unlikely event a circuit goes down, the other one's automatically running, so you're not dead in the water, and that's huge in production. That is huge when you have beer in your tanks.